Hey everybody, it's Safi and Marco, Dish Out on Movies, the only movie review show on YouTube to review movies in terms of food. And it's just Marco here today. I'm here to talk about the peanut butter solution rewrite. Now, I was thinking about including this in the review. I was also thinking about including it in my analysis video I will be doing on the peanut butter solution, but I wanted to do this a little separately because I feel like people would click on it more than if it was in the review. Like, the review should just be the review. So, from now on, I will do that. Whenever I come up with something that I think would have been better than what they did, I'll just do it in a separate video so that it doesn't really impede on people who just want to watch the review. Because I hate that too. I hate whenever I'm watching a review and they go off on tangents about something. Like, I don't want to say who does that. I don't want to get in trouble. But it really irritates me, and sometimes they don't even review the movie. So, this version I think it would stay close to the original because I can't rewrite the whole movie. If I did, I would make it a horror movie and I would make it PG-13 and I would make it like kind of like a soft reboot. But for now, I'm just going to go over what I would fix with this particular movie right now. Like, if I was given the script of this movie and they said, we're making this as a kid's movie, I would say, okay, well, I'm going to help you out with this and make sure that you don't have a disaster, which is what you had to begin with. You had a disaster. It's a mix of a bunch of different movies, a bunch of different ideas. All the ideas that they had to begin with aren't executed to where you can tell what they're trying to say. And so I did this. I kind of create a character for the Signor. Sorry about that noise, everyone. That was my chair. The Signor reveals to his class that as a kid he was heavily made fun of for his face. He would make beautiful art and that people would only focus on his face. They wouldn't appreciate his art. They called his art the art of an ugly guy. So he gave up imagining so he could just live up to what people said about him and make horrifyingly realistic paintings, most of the time paintings of himself and then his dog. He is a man with kind of a child's mind. He will forever have a mentality involving getting revenge on his old classmates. So him being a teacher is just a part of living out that fantasy. He's keeping these kids, innocent kids' imaginations locked away and torturing their minds with these really realistic and stupid interpretations as kind of like a revenge on his bullies. Instead of letting Conrad go home, he forces him and the other kids to stay at school even past dark so that they can, and all night too, so that they have to draw pictures that live up to his, quote, realistic standards. And so basically it's like torture. And then the next day, that is the real reason he gets in trouble. Not just a kid having random nightmares. He kidnaps the kids to make brushes because it will forever put his enemies in bondage to him. And he will also have the pleasure of using those magic brushes. And again, in this movie, he would be kind of jealous of this imagination that Michael has when he draws those flames. Like, oh, you had the mind to come up with that? F you. And so Michael's dad comes to the compound by himself as opposed to bringing the police. We see through the whole movie his dad is a flake and isn't responsible. His daughter is the one doing all the work. So why would he go to the trouble of bringing the police? He sneaks inside and hears the Signor painting Michael's fright. He confronts the Signor only to find his son isn't in the room. The Signor throws Michael's dad into one of those other magical paintings. He's trapped and he's trying to run around to escape. At the same time, he's being chased by the dog inside. The Signor picks it up and tries to tear apart the painting, But then the dad runs to another painting and another painting and another painting, getting chased while the Signor is tearing up the paintings and the dogs are chasing after him. Finally, he gets to Michael's fright, avoiding getting torn up to shreds. His dad goes inside the house and gets scared and knocked out. His getting scared and screaming for his son wakes Michael up and has Michael come to his dad's rescue. He comes in and the Signor chases Michael into the fright painting. They go inside the house and Michael searches around for his dad. He can't find him, but he does find the whole front room has been vandalized with scary ass pictures of the Signor. Also, all of the Signor's childhood artwork has been vandalized too, for some reason. We see the Signor's brother, Tom, as the culprit. Michael discovers the whole time the scare was actually of the Signor. He screams, but then he realizes he shouldn't scream anymore, and he's also just seeing past events, kind of like in The Shining. The Signor finds him. When the Signor discovers the scare was him the whole time, he gets heartbroken. He reveals that his brother stole pictures that he drew as a kid, and so that's why he wouldn't give him any money, he wouldn't help him out. And he sees his brother making fun of him in his past life along with that woman. We also see the woman soothing him as he cries because he wasn't given any money. And so that's ultimately their end, because then the house comes on fire. The Signor says, "I turned into a monster worse than anything imaginable. Take these keys, find your father, free everyone. But in exchange, I ask you one thing, Michael. Please take care of my dog. I will stay here inside this art where monsters like me belong." He tries hugging Michael, but Michael rejects him. His father awakens and they escape together. They take the dog and the other kids away. After the Signor burns up, he reunites with his brother and apologizes. His brother apologizes too. A week later, we see Michael in his room painting a fun picture. He then hears his sister yell, "Michael, Mom's home!" They reunite and have a happily ever after, as in the movie. Then we go to the art gallery with the rabbit. People are viewing the art and they get upset. The art is destroyed on the inside. All the pictures are smudged up. You can't see anything besides color smudges. The rabbit gets angry and the customers leave. Then he closes up his gallery and throws all the art on the ground, throwing a temper tantrum. He shakes a particular painting he liked. He shakes it around and puts his fingers all over it. It returns back to the normal picture suddenly. But then the Signor's crisp zombie body leaps out and grabs the rabbit, pulling him into the painting while he screams. We then hear his screaming as a dog barks and angrily snarls. We also hear the Signor and his homeless brother Tom laughing hysterically. The end. So that's what I did. I know it's not perfect. Nothing I write ever is, unless it has several drafts. But it's the best that I thought I could do with what they did. Again, I know it doesn't really go along with the whole thing of stuff isn't as scary as you'd imagine it to be. A lot of the times when you see what scared you, you realize it isn't scary. But I mean, the movie did a poor job of that anyway. And also, I think it goes along great with a lot of the things in the movie that it did, such as, the boys started making fun of Michael because he had a bald head. Why would they do that? That's a huge plot hole. A lot of people, they mention that in the comments, and I have to agree with them. And then the whole character with the Signor, I like doing that. And then the brother, of course. And then it always bothered me that the rabbit, that nothing ever bad really happens to him on screen. And I thought it would be cool if the rabbit is I don't know, he just gets what's coming to him. Kind of like in Nightmare on Elm Street when the mom, she gets pulled into the house at the end. That was cool. And I know I've talked a lot about Nightmare on Elm Street, but that really has a lot to do with this movie's sort of dreamy quality to it. And if I made a Nightmare on Elm Street movie, I would take lots of inspiration from the peanut butter solution. So that's what I'm thinking. And so please tell me if you liked this rewrite. Tell me what you would have done. And please, if you're new, please subscribe to our channel and watch the rest of our movie reviews and our other videos. And I'll see you later for the peanut butter solution review and then the peanut butter solution analysis. And then what's next? The peanut butter solution the peanut butter solution comes and is remade. What will we do with that? Casting the remake? No, we're not doing that. Come on. And so goodbye everyone. See you soon. We're going to be continuing our kind of not kids movie month. These are weird movies that aren't really for kids, but they're supposed to be for kids, but they aren't. Very weird movies. And next up will be Good Boys, and then after that, Big Top Pee-wee, Garbage Pail Kids, Little Monsters. I think that's it. So goodbye!